Hey guys, welcome. So, those you don't know, it's Troy here from Empower Fitness. Today, I'm going to talk about ways that we can still keep on track with our fitness goals while we're going through this global pandemic. So now, my goal and what I'm doing is I help people who have no access to a gym still lose weight and gain muscle, so they can feel good about themselves, but they can do so in the privacy of their own home. It's basically what I think everyone is doing. So it'd be awesome if you guys would share this video with anyone who might find this useful. Someone who's going to be able to apply the steps to talk about in this video. Okay, so let's get started. Step number one. Step number one is an obvious one, and it's what you put in your body will determine your results. Exercise results come from 80% of nutrition and 20% exercise, and that's regardless whether you're training at a gym, you could be training multiple times a day, you could be exercising even just at home, or you can even be an elite athlete. You're not going to achieve your body results, your body goals, or your performance results or your performance goals without proper nutrition. And it's just as simple as that. So I've got a few simple steps that's going to help you right now. And tip number one, I just did this myself and it's been amazing. And I do apply this to a lot of my clients, but ever since I've been starting like 17 years ago, but this I find helps with everyone. Tip number one is to start by eliminating some basic things from your diet and assess what happens with your body over the course of 3 days. Some who are serious about the weight loss transformations and know what they need to make a change, this is going to be simple. It's going to be things like alcohol, it's going to be cigarettes, maybe, for example, and sugar. They're the most obvious that people who know they need to make a change. For those who they might be just stuck and they can't seem to lose weight, they're not sure where to start, then that might be eliminating things, big food groups like dairy, sugar, or even grains. So in my experience, of the people that have come across over the last 17 years, is that most people are either dairy or gluten intolerant or even both. And I would say 80% of the people that I see would be. They're either one or the other. And I'm sure the percentage outside my gym is a lot higher. And what I don't think people understand in terms of intolerance, symptoms of intolerance, they're not only the obvious things, like people expect like nausea or rashes, for example. But other symptoms can be weight gain, there can be bloatedness, it can be water retention, it could be sinus issues, and it can actually be the inability to lose weight can actually be one of them. So food intolerances will not only affect your ability to lose weight, but it's going to also lead to an inability or a faulty recruitment pattern of the major core stabilizers. And they're important if you plan to put your body under load, whether it's a barbell on the back, whether it's a kettlebell or your own body weight routine, because if you've got a food intolerance, it's going to be harder for you to really recruit those core stabilizers and prevent you from injury. So start with one food group and eliminate it for 3 days and watch the scales go down. If they do, you can experience anywhere between 500 grams to a kilo weight loss. And if you do lose that much weight, and that's it is typical, then you have some issues you need to be fixed. But this is going to be a start. You can eliminate a different food group every 3 days, and it's going to help you find the culprits. And you think about what that's going to do as well, over say 9 days of eliminating 3 different things, it's going to give you a great kickstart for a few kilos off before you even start any program. Tip number 2, nutrition, is water. Without water, you're stopping your own body's ability to detoxify. Without detoxifying through your urine or even sweat for that matter, you're going to trap the toxins in the body, which are going to recirculate back into the body, and they're going to cause a lot of health problems. Toxicity, it can also lead to weight gain among heaps of other things. And in talking about water, in terms of maybe not having enough water, which I'm sure a lot of people do, studies have shown that a 2% dehydration level can drop your performance in exercising by about 50%. At 50% of lack of performance, I don't know anyone would want to do that. But just at that 2% dehydration level, it also causes your blood pressure to go down at 2%. It will also cause headaches for you as well. And the next level of dehydration, if say for example 5%, you're going to start to lead to dizziness, lack of sleep. It's going to cause an elevated heart rate as well. Next level of dehydration is when you get to 10%, it's going to cause kidney damage for you. And you're most likely, you lose focus, you're going to struggle to concentrate throughout the day. So that's why I put water here as like one of the earliest steps in what I want to talk about. Because in my opinion, water is the easiest way to lose weight. It's the easiest way to help your performance, but it's actually the hardest to implement with a client. I think all the other personal trainers out there will agree with me. So here's what I want you to do. You're going to grab a bottle of water, preferably really, really good quality water, not tap water. Please don't use tap water. You're going to grab good quality water such as Evian or Fiji. Now, these have the highest quality mineral content of water in the world. Evian is the highest, and the next one is Fiji. So my point is, when you finish this bottle, you're going to refill it with filtered water. Unless you've got a lot of money, you're going to buy multiple bottles of Evian or Fiji, or unless you have a flask or something that you drink water from. But my point is to use a bottle so we can mark on it, and I'll explain that in a second. So I want you to head to the shops and try and get a bottle that's at least a litre. Your goal is to keep it by you at all times, keep it by your side. And as you finish one of the bottles, you're going to mark a line on the bottle with a text out when you finish, letting you know that you've now drunk 1 litre. And then you're going to refill it with filtered water if you like, unless you've got another bottle. And you're just going to continue to do that until you hit your target. Now, your water intake. Your water intake goal should be 0.04 litres of water per kilo body weight. Okay, that might sound over like if you do the math right now, get your calculator out. For a 100 kilo man, that's 4 litres. So he needs to finish 4 bottles by the time he finishes work and heads home. So using the lines, he needs to be 3 lines on his bottle, and then he's about to finish his last litre or heads home. And what I mean by finishing his last litre is that, I mean, you don't want to be still, like in my opinion, you don't want to be still trying to achieve your hydration levels at night when you get home, because otherwise you're going to spend the rest of the night in the bathroom and you're not going to get a good night's sleep. You're probably going to be getting up every 45 minutes to an hour to go to the bathroom. Another last tip on water is add a pinch of sea salt to every litre. This is going to give you the minerals and also the electrolytes that's going to be added to that filtered water, because obviously it's filtered. You lose the bad chemicals, basically. You lose a fair bit of the good ones as well. It's going to help to avoid like an overloss of the minerals, because now your body's going to be exerting a lot more water at a lot faster rate through your urine and through your sweat, possibly, when you start to increase your water intake. Tip number 3 on nutrition is supplementation. The leaders in every sporting field, elite athletes, and the world's best trainers and strength coaches are all using and prescribing supplementation with a healthy diet. I can't tell you, I got into supplementation when I was first in the industry because it was all about performance. It was about hitting your goals as fast as possible. And for me, nothing has changed. I'm still trying to achieve the fast results that I can. Still going to do that for my clients. And supplements can really help you achieve your goals. So I've tested hundreds of people that I can help find hormonal balances with, and that gives me the supplemental protocols to get results. But without spending time with each and every one of you, I can give you the staples of supplementation that work for myself, and also for my other colleagues that have been helping our clients when trying to lose weight and put on muscle is their main goal. Now, the best combo for improving insulin sensitivity, which in turn is going to support fat loss, is a high quality fish oil with L-carnitine. And a lot of my clients already know this, and a lot of us are already doing this at the time. So in terms of fish oil, the reason being with fish oil is every single cell in the body has a receptor site for omega-3. That's every single site. So fish oil is going to reduce inflammation, and like I just mentioned, it's going to increase insulin sensitivity. It can actually help reduce insulin production from a meal by up to 40%. If you take 2 to 3 grams of fish oil with for example, a high carbohydrate meal, reducing insulin production by 40%, that is huge. So we all know that insulin, it makes us age, and it also makes us store body fat. So it's the omega-3 in fish oil, and it's got to be a good quality one for that. That's also another thing it does, it turns on lipolytic genes, and these are the genes that help you burn body fat. You'll find that so that those that binge eat is that another reason is that leptin levels. The leptin levels are just offset. People binge eat on carbohydrates, sugars, they'll chronic diet throughout the week and then binge eat. This fish oil is going to help regulate the leptin levels. So that's another reason fish oil is really good. Now, the combination with L-carnitine, which is said to aid in the crossing of the blood-brain barrier, you're going to get a far greater results combining the two. So L-carnitine, that helps transport fat into cells. L-carnitine can also abolish free radicals, and it's been proven to also reduce oxidative stress. So with the combination of fish oil and L-carnitine, you're getting all those benefits to talk about. You're basically setting yourself for long-term health and weight loss. And I preach this to my clients all the time. Dosages though. Dosage on fish oil can be anywhere between 3 to 10 grams a day. And L-carnitine, it's a third of your fish oil dosage. So if you're taking 10 grams of fish oil, then you're taking 3 grams of L-carnitine. Another thing in terms of fish oil, I don't know if people understand, and people with find all these different brands of fish oil say, oh, what about this one? What about this one? It doesn't really matter. It's got to be high quality for one, but it's really hard to be absorbed by the body of fish oil. So that's why I recommend it's got to be a good quality one. If you're getting a bad quality one, like how much of that is getting absorbed into the body? That's why I like the one from Nutridome. That's on my website. But because of that absorption problem, you shouldn't really taking any more than 2 grams at one serving, because the body is just not going to digest it. It's not going to absorb any more than 2 grams. And that's the same with L-carnitine. Do the same with L-carnitine, no more than 2 grams at a time. L-carnitine can be found at most health food stores, and Nutridone also have it, but I find the quality is kind of the same with any L-carnitine. It's the fish oil, this range, because the fish oil, you got to think about where are they getting the fish from, what's the omega-3 dosage in it, and what's the mercury rating on the fish oil. So if you can have a look on my website, you'll see in the supplement section, have a look. They can ship to you anywhere in the world. There's even free shipping if you're in the United States. I would say other staples of supplementation would be a multivitamin, a high-quality multivitamin, and also a high-quality magnesium chelate formula. And those combined with what I just mentioned, they're great for overall health. Mainly, it's great for overall health, but if you're looking for fat loss, it's the fish oil and carnitine are always my go-to when losing weight, someone's priority. So I hope that makes sense on nutrition supplementation, and that's all I want to say about nutrition. We can go so much more, but I want to try and get you steps that you can apply right now. The second step to achieving your fitness goal without a gym is the correct exercise format and selection. I want to re-emphasize the words correct exercise. Cardio, it's my opinion. Yes, it's been proven. Not many people, because obviously the media is not going to market cardio as being bad for you, but cardio is not the fastest way to lose weight. It may help a little, and initially, of course, it's going to, but it's not the key to long-term results. And the more you do cardio, the better you're going to get at it, pretty much. That's all that basically happens. You ever noticed someone say that they can now run for over an hour, but could only get like 10 minutes a week ago? But then you look at them, you're like, really? Like, do you run? But when people lift weights or any form of resistance training, the comment is rarely, really, do you lift weights? Like, it's easy to tell when someone's lifting weights and training, and then I don't know if that's a pure example for you on the results of cardio, but for me, it's always been that, and I've been in this industry for a very long time. That's what I see. I can go into a gym and see someone on exercise bike, go in there 5 years later, they're still on exercise bike, and they look exactly the same. But here's the thing: if you enjoy cardio and it's good for you mentally, then it's going to help you. Of course, it's going to, because it's something you will do when it's cold. It's something you'll do when it's dark. And it's something you do even when it's raining. And I just saw people this morning out there running in the rain. I mean, you're going to be ahead of the person who doesn't want to train in the cold. I mean, I'm probably one of them. But in terms of how to get the fastest results possible, which is what my job is to do for people, then you have to use resistance training or compound bodyweight routines that are designed to increase your heart rate and promote what's called growth hormone. Growth hormone is going to really help with fat loss and building lean muscle tissue. It's going to help you lose way more weight than cardio will, trust me. So apart from the obvious downsides of cardio that I just mentioned, a little known but proven facts, and it's been researched, is that they found that those who did cardio, they had a much lower TDEE than the average non-exerciser. So TDEE means the total daily energy expenditure that they do. And the reason being is that because cardio is such a repetitive movement, it's joint bearing, is that the individual is much less active for the rest of the day due to either being too sore, tired, or both. So, and that's not to mention the food cravings they get from cardio, because such repetitive and long duration movement, it creates such a high aerobic caloric expenditure. It just creates all these cravings. So in saying that, now I'm not a fan of cardio. Well, I know it doesn't work in my experience, and it's been researched. Here are my tips on exercise. Number 1, when you choose your movements, alternate between lower body movements and upper body movements. For blood flow, it's going to help with blood flow through the entire body. That's going to increase the rate the blood is flowing from every single muscle. It's going up and down continuously, bypassing the heart, but it also keeps you moving without hitting fatigue too early. And especially it's not fatiguing one muscle group because you keep alternating it. You don't want an exercise routine to cause you to stop if your goal is metabolic conditioning or to lose weight. Tip number 2, the workout should be at least 20 minutes long and not exceed 45 minutes. And that's a pretty good important one. You can say 20 minutes, under 20 minutes, not doing anything. Over 45 minutes, you're wasting your time. If you're sitting around trying to figure out what exercise to do after 45 minutes, then you haven't been exercising. I guarantee you've just been on your phone, checking your emails, checking your Instagram. It's all you've been doing. You should be efficient and well planned to be done by then. Tip number 3, rest periods between sets should be between 25 and 45 seconds. If you're resting any longer than 60 seconds, then you're not training for weight loss. Your main goal or what you're going to get from that is hypertrophy. So in saying all those on exercise, that's the basics of exercise that I think I'm hoping that it gives you valuable insight on how to design your own workout at home or in the park. And that's going to bring us to our next step. Step number 3, and there's a big one, I've left it for last, is goal setting. Now, before you stop listening, which a lot of people who are not motivated to really make a change will do, I've got a couple of cool ways to make them work for you. I mean, I've been in industry for a long time, been in business for a long time. It's preached to me by my mentors, it's preached to me by business coaches, and by personal trainers, by everyone. So it can get very boring and repetitive. But the fact of the matter is, goal setting has been proven to work across any profession when you think about it. Any industry, whether it's financial goals, it can be your business goals, it can be sporting goals, and obviously weight loss goals. And now, if we were to add the power of putting that goal in writing, which I'm sure most of you have heard, it's just another proven way. It's been used by most successful people in the world, and it's been proven for centuries. So when we're talking about goals, I'm not just talking about writing a time goal, like losing X amount of weight by this time. So I want to show you a few tips that should really help you with this one. Tip number 1 is I want you to write your 6-month, your 3-month, and your 1-month goals in that order. Because what happens is, an example, you might have your 6-month goal as 10 kilos in 6 months. That could equate to 5 kilos in 3 months. And that would even equate to possibly 2 kilos in the first month. So working backwards really helps on where you are in the shortest amount of time. In 1 month, would be 2 kilos down. But don't forget, it's not going to get it done because there's no action steps there. That's just words. So I want you to keep listening on what we're going to do next. Tip number 2 is to set smaller targets for the first month. For the first month that you wrote down. So basically, at month 1, we said we want to lose 2 kilos. So break down month 1 into weekly goals. An example would be eliminate dairy for the first week, for one. That might be a good one. Week 2, we might say, let's eliminate gluten for week 2. Let's say week 3, you might be eliminating soy. I hate soy. So many detrimental health effects from soy. So that'll be week 3. And we could say, let's add peanuts and let's eliminate peanuts for week 4. Those are the little goals there. You don't want to put exercise in there just yet because, for example, exercise 3 times a week, because there's still no action. It's just words. Still no action on how to do that. So what if something happens? I'm about to get to that. So break down each week into a daily goal, which I want you to write through Monday through to Sunday. An example for each day would be no dairy or alcohol for Monday and aim for 30 minutes of exercise. Then you can write down your Tuesday with, say, no dairy, no alcohol. Now add food shopping, and the last thing for that day on the Tuesday is going to plan your next day. Once you start with a small step, and if successful after the first 2 days, then just repeat it for the rest of the week. The reason being, through my experience in trying to help people lose weight for nearly 2 decades now, is that life happens and things get in the way. And in my experience, and we can always see this global pandemic now, is exercise goes out the window first, followed by nutrition. And before you know it, you're back to the start. So I want you to reevaluate. You should be reevaluating your goals, your daily goals, every 2 to 3 days. But you want to make sure it's in conjunction with your weekly goal of that elimination of the food group that you chose. And also keeping in mind your monthly goal of losing X amount of weight. Start off on those small goals first. Daily, weekly to monthly. We're focusing on those, which hopefully builds into our 3 and our 6. My last tip on goal setting is to start a new daily plan each week. Because you know what? Not every week is going to be the same. Just because you hit your goals for week 1 doesn't mean next week's going to be just as smooth. You know, it might be, what if the kids are sick and you have to stay home? What if you've been asked to go on a work trip? Like, these things need to be catered for and adjusted weekly. Similar to adjusting your daily goals every couple of days. You really don't know what's going to happen. And a nice little spin I like to put on this quote, you've heard this quote, but here's what I say. Yes, if you fail to plan, you'll plan to fail. But also, if the plan doesn't go to plan, then what do people tend to do? They quit. So your plan needs to be adjustable. It can't be so strict from the get-go. Don't go putting down exercising 6 days out of the first week, because it does seem like the best and fastest way to your goal. But you want to be smart and you want to be realistic. And you know, the beauty of working with goals this way is that they're going to help apply to other parts of your life too. So now you have your goal setting plan with your supplemental advice, your exercise selection criteria, your nutrition advice, and water intake steps right in front of you. I've just talked about them. I really hope this has helped you. For some, it seems simple. It's the little details though. It's the little details on each topic that are huge value to people who just think it's diet and exercise. But they haven't thought about the small things about food elimination we talked about today, water, how much water should we have, the quality of water, the frequency of water, when to stop, supplements, what supplements to take, what's one is right for you, what's the right dosages opposed to what it says on the back of the bottle, and what's the correct exercise to do. I mean, everyone says, I'm going to go for a run today because I need to lose weight. I mean, what's the correct exercise to do? In saying that, if anyone needs some extra help, I've got a few resources that can help anyone that's in need right now, especially through these times. Everyone is, I know it's so saturated, everyone is working with people online. But I've got a 21-day detox program. I'm starting on Tuesday, right after Easter. I just did this myself. I've done it twice in 6 months. It's amazing. So basically, eat your chocolate now and jump on the program. It starts on Tuesday. It's 21 days of eliminating all those food groups I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to coach you through it. It's basically going to get you into creating a good habit, where you're going to learn what foods have been ruining your attempts at losing weight. Now, there's no rush if you're not ready to do this now. I know it's a big sort of shock to the system to do this. And definitely, it's a shock to me every time I do it. But I run this program every 3 months, so you can jump in on any one. Just make sure you register before the deadline, which is usually 3 days before, because I like to prepare people and give as much info as I can. But with this one, you can jump in right now, obviously, because we're going to start on Tuesday, and I'll feed across as much information I can before Tuesday starts. I also have my Empower Pro Home program, which is workouts every Wednesday. It's in the format that I basically explained today. It's in the format that is fastest for weight loss, but all you need is a pair of dumbbells. However, if you don't have a pair of dumbbells, there's tons of added value, like nutrition workshops. I've got stretch routines on there. Got Q&A sessions with me, especially what we're going through right now. People got a lot of questions about how we get through this and how to exercise, limited equipment. Access to supplements is in there constantly. And there's a bodyweight workout I do every month for those who don't have weights, and that's really, really good. It's one of my favorites to do, actually. I actually give you access to, if you want to do dumbbells, want to do kettlebells, you can add them. If you love kettlebells, head over to my personal website for everything kettlebells. I've had this for years. There is a 4-week program on there with workout videos to download and follow on at home. It's so far been a great resource for those who've been following my kettlebell routines for many, many years on YouTube. And most have resorted to this program again because we're in isolation, because it's got a nutrition exercise focused goal for 4 weeks. It's a 4-week program, and it seems to be perfect for this time. Who knows when we're out of this? And 4 weeks is a good sort of commitment level, and it's a good sort of minimal time to say, if we get out of isolation soon, I can do this for another, say, X amount of weeks before my program is finished. So if you're interested in a detox or home program and you want to get started, then jump over to Empower Fitness website, and you'll see the 21-day detox tab there and the Empower Home tab there as well. There's also a link in the supplements tab to get supplements from Nutrigiant in there as well. Like I said, they ship to anywhere across the world. And my kettlebell website is my own personal blog page, and that's at troismedia.com. So I hope this has really helped you guys. I really hope you found this info useful. Again, if you know someone who this may really help, send it across to them. I really hope everyone comes out on the other side of this still intact, still intact by the results that they had. already, or that this time has given them the opportunity to focus on the health kickstart that they needed. So thanks a lot, guys, for listening, and I'll see you guys soon.